Hi everyone, we are live at Silicon Slopes. My name is Kristina Ayanian and I'm your host from Nasdaq. Joining me today is CEO of Pattern, Dave Wright. Dave, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Can you talk a little bit more about why Salt Lake City has turned into such a thriving tech hub?
Oh gosh, that question gets asked a lot. There's just so many factors. I think for a long time Utah was a bit overlooked, simply because probably the grassroots of Mormonism over the years and maybe some stigmas that have, been implied. I'm not LDS, and this is my favorite place in the world. So I think, it's one of the best places to recruit. The talent is amazing. They're hardworking. You sort of grow up with a mentality that, you work hard, you play hard, super smart, what we've found. And I don't think it's been discovered yet by, big tech. So there's a lot of tech that, creeps up and, very entrepreneurial minded, I'm not sure why. But I think what people realize when they get to Utah, well, two things happen. I'll bring in an intern sometimes, and a lot of times they don't have a car, and they get to Utah and they're like, wow, I can't really go anywhere, because to go anywhere you gotta have a car pretty much, right? It's just it's not like LA, where my daughter went to UCLA, and so I'm really familiar with that sort of life as well. And so that's an initial shock. And then there are the people that don't like it, right? They don't like that, being a little bit more rural. And then there are the people that are like, wait, the mountains, I can drive to the mountains in 8 minutes. I could literally bring a sack lunch and go sit in the canyon and have mountains and have no one there, and I could grab my mountain bike. So the people who love it, and they won't leave for anything like me. And then there are the people who, it just isn't a great fit. But I would say the majority of, it's attracting a lot of talent, and taxes are good, government's good, well run, very clean. Mm-hmm. It's a good place.
No, I can definitely relate to that. I haven't been here in the summer, but I'm a big skier, so I go back and forth probably 3-4 times a year, and I love it here. Why does it make sense for Pattern to be headquartered in Salt Lake City?
Oh gosh, it's a hidden gem. And for me personally, if you like the outdoors, outside of Colorado maybe, where are you gonna go that's like Utah, right? Where are you gonna go where you can be, like I went on a 6-mile run this morning and ran through, on a nice little trail. There's a trail by my house, literally, 0.4 miles from my house. It's 28 miles that goes straight to the canyon, right? So, where do you do that? So I guess for me personally, I just love it so much. And then we were able to find phenomenal talent that's just all hardworking, very disciplined, very honest. I guess I almost wouldn't start anywhere else.
Yeah.
Cost of living is fairly low, creeping up because it's at high demand now. But
let's talk a little bit more about the company. What problem is Pattern trying to solve?
Well, the best way to think about it is if you're a brand and you've developed a great product, and now you've gotten really good. Usually companies are pretty good at selling through brick and mortar. They have that figured out pretty well because it's not incredibly difficult, once you get the right contacts and get that system down. But on the digital side, it's really complex. So we cover the digital commerce for brands. We have 20 offices globally, so if you own a product and you want to sell more of it, talk to us. So we'll cover all the major marketplaces of the world, like the Amazon, JDs, Tmalls. We have a couple hundred people in China. We have people all across Europe. We have people in Australia. We have people in the Middle East. And cover all of those major marketplaces on the digital side. So, if you want help with brick and mortar, go see somebody else. But if you want help on the digital side, that's where we thrive, and we've helped brands immensely there.
Yeah, and why did you decide to build tech for e-commerce?
Oh gosh, well, my background is 17 years in data science, data management, all tech. So I had never really done anything with retail or selling a widget, but it was really fun because it was just a formula. When we first realized, the light bulb went off for me when I was like, wait, it's just a formula. Because In the digital side, it's simple. Revenue equals traffic, the amount of eyeballs you can get to come visit your page, right? Times conversion, whether they buy or not, times your price. Essentially, and then of course we've added product availability. You have to have, supply chain. You have to figure all that out, and then repeat that for lifetime customer value. That's it. That's the formula. And you can apply machine learning, and it's if you're winning, if you're losing, and we have some patents around that, and that's where you never run out of things to do, because there's always a new marketplace and a new way to think about something, and then social and influencer, and you can measure whether you're winning, and so I guess it was just such a natural fit for what I sort of grew up doing.
Yeah, there's so much tech and innovation happening within the company. Where do you see Pattern going in the next year?
Oh gosh, I don't really like to think about the next year. Here's what I woke up the other day. There was a little editorial on Utah, and I don't remember what paper it is. It might have been the Salt Lake Tribune or Desert News or something. But they said something essentially like, "Hey, the reason why Utah doesn't have any Fortune 500 companies is because of essentially a lack of ambition." But they basically played it off to say, but we're ambitious about everything, like family and everything else, and so we don't really care about whether we're big. And I was like, I do. I was like, so I'm pretty convinced. So the course that I'm looking up, what does it take to get in the Fortune 500? And you only have to be 6.4 billion. We'll clear $1 billion this year, and we're in a TAM, a total addressable market, that's $7 trillion, just because we can sell a shovel in China, or we can sell essential oils in the Middle East. We can essentially do
it all.
We can do it all. We will hit 10 billion.
Yeah.
We will be a Fortune 500 company, unless the bar keeps going up faster than we can get there. I don't know, but I can't imagine it will. And so, there will be a time where Pattern will be the only Fortune 500 company, in my opinion, in Utah. Hopefully there's a bunch more, but at least we'll get there.
Yeah, and you'll be the first.
I don't know, but we're going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will beat us, and if they do, great. I'd love Utah to succeed, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, and we look forward to following your story. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.